eCapitol News Director Sean Ashley joins us now with insight on the impact the election will likely have at the state capitol. Sean, good to see you again.
Good to see you.
It was an exciting election night.
It certainly was.
And you were burning the midnight oil after everyone had kind of had their huzzah parties, right?
That's correct.
Yeah. Our first question tonight is what is facing the governor-elect in the weeks ahead? That's the top question on everyone's mind.
Well, yes, now we begin that transition period. Governor-elect Stitt has to begin to put together his staff and decide how he's going to run the governor's office. Now, of course, when he was on the campaign trail, he touted his experience as a businessman, as having started a business, so he may have a bit of a background in this. But the other side of that equation is he is a political outsider. So he has to find people who have knowledge of the system and the process and begin bringing them in. He gets inaugurated on January 14th. A few weeks later, he will need to make his first State of the State address and present his first executive budget. So with less than 90 days, he has a lot of work to do.
Well, the Office of Management and Enterprise Services has sent some budget information to lawmakers. What does that mean? What is that?
Yes, for the first time really that we've been made aware of, they sent a packet of information about the revenues that are collected in the state, how those flow through the allocation process, and how they end up in the general revenue fund. It's really Budget 101. In fact, I believe that's what one of the documents is called. And it shows how the state gets the money that it spends for its various programs and for its operations. Lawmakers, as well as Governor-elect Stitt, who also received the documents, will have an opportunity to look over those and begin to understand exactly how the state budget and how its finances are put together.
The new lawmakers, newly minted on Tuesday night, get sworn in later this month, correct?
That's correct.
What do the House and Senate look like now?
Well, we see that there are 75 Republicans and 26 Democrats in the House, 39 Republicans and 9 Democrats in the Senate. The senators will be sworn in on Wednesday in a ceremony at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. The House members at 10 a.m. Thursday. But you're right, there's a lot of changes. There's more than 50 new members in the legislature as a whole. That's about 1/3. Some of those new members are women. We had 11 women added to the state legislature, increasing their numbers from 21 to 32. We also saw an increase in the number of educators who are now in the legislature. Before Tuesday, there were about 6 in the legislature. Now there are going to be about 21.
Do you think this is the start of an ongoing change through the next decade in Oklahoma politics when you have women being voted into office, educators, and so many new faces?
Oh, certainly. Oklahoma has lagged behind in the number of women represented in the state legislature. And put simply, we're seeing more of them run. And the more that run, the greater the likelihood that they will be elected to those offices. We saw that just 8 years ago when Governor Mary Fallin and former Lieutenant Governor Jerry Askins challenged one another for the top seat in the state. We are also seeing the education community get more involved in the electoral process. And again, the more that run, the greater their likelihood of being elected.
You'll say necessity is the mother of invention. Maybe here necessity is the mother of involvement.
Exactly.
For that. And quickly, the rural-urban divide, did that get changed?
Well, what we see in Oklahoma, as we have seen for quite some time, is that our urban areas are remaining somewhat more moderate to liberal, and that our rural areas are a bit more conservative. That was very clear in the gubernatorial map, where we saw that Drew Edmondson won just 4 counties, including the major metropolitan areas, and Kevin Stitt won the rural areas. We see that clearly with our representatives and with our senators.
All right, Sean Ashley with eCapitol, thank you for being with us.
You're very welcome.